Hello, my name is Matthew Hart, and I'm the chairman of the Harwich Waterways Committee and the Saquatucket Development Committee. John Rendon and I would like to provide you with an update of the Saquatucket Development Project as we approach this year's town meeting. Last year, the Harwich Harbormaster Department, the Waterways Committee, and the Saquatucket Development Committee went before the town meeting, or the annual town meeting, with two requests. One request was for the funding to replace the Saquatucket Marina, and the other request was for the engineering design of the Saquatucket Landside project. As I'm sure everyone in Harwich is aware, the two warrants were enthusiastically approved. This year, we're seeking the landside construction funding, which, like the waterside, will be partially funded by the boaters. The Marina Waterside project is still moving ahead, but some government permit requirements and administrative details have slowed the original timetable. The Saquatucket Landside portion of the project at monthly meetings during the last year gathered information and developed the landside site plan designs, recommendations, and requirements with the Harbormaster, Conservation Commission, Board of Selectmen, and the general public. Those basic concepts were included in a bidding process awarded to an outside engineering and design firm that incorporated those basic concepts into a viable design with a range of options. Next, the committees and the Harbormaster began the important decision process of what we would like to have as compared to what we could afford to have within the approved $3 million budget. I'm pleased to say that after over a year of monthly public meetings, we are prepared to address the Harwich voters to ask for the approval of the funding for the Saquatucket Landside Engineering and Design. The result, which Harbormaster Rendon is going to preview for you, is an attractive, functional, and cost-effective series of recommendation that meets today's needs for the boating and general public requirements, along with providing for growth and future needs. John, if you would.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Saquatucket Harbor is a pretty special place, and it contributes greatly to the character, appeal, and economy of our town. Our 192-slip marina is home to an 80-passenger island ferry, 4 other passenger boats, a large commercial fishing fleet, charter boats, and recreational boats. A project to replace and reconfigure the docks, as Matt talked about, has been approved and is in the permitting phase, and we hope to start that this October. However, the landside infrastructure is poorly suited to adequately handle the large volume of people who visit and operate from the harbor on a daily basis. In 2009, in 2011, and in 2013, the town funded feasibility studies on options to upgrade and modernize our harbor facilities. These studies were considered by the Saquatucket Development Committee, who for the last 2 years have held public meetings in the development of an approved conceptual site plan for Saquatucket Harbor facility. At last year's town meeting, $250,000 was approved for the architectural and engineering design of the plan, and the town was also awarded a $187,500 state coastal resiliency grant to help ensure the design plans are resilient towards sea level rise. The town is invested in this project. Construction design plans are completed, and the project will be ready to put out to bid once funding is secured. The primary objectives of this plan are as follows. We want to integrate the newly purchased Downey property into the harbor landside operations, improve the safety of pedestrian access and enhance handicap accessibility, improve the efficiency of harbor operations, provide options for increased economic development, and enhance the character, beauty, and attractiveness of the harbor for boaters and non-boaters alike. So what you see here is the site overview of the plan. It includes the Downey property, and on the Downey property we will be putting a Harbormaster garage workshop, which is in the northeast corner of the property. We'll have paved parking areas throughout that facility. We'll have landscaping and some additional green space. And on the southwest corner of that property, there will be passenger boat ticketing shacks. And that really addresses the pedestrian access issue. Currently, there's a real safety concern for the number of passenger boat customers who cross the busy Route 28 after purchasing tickets to come over to the harbor. In addition, a large volume of people line up in our parking lot currently in the lane where boats and their trailers, the route that they take to get to the boat ramp. So we're trying to address that pedestrian safety concern. Also on that site plan, you see a boardwalk that guides people from the Downey property to the main lot of Saquatucket. It'll be a lighted boardwalk that funnels people to the harbor. This lot in the off-season will be used for winter boat storage. We'll lease these areas for folks to store their boats in the off-season. If you go down towards now Saquatucket proper, or the existing Saquatucket Harbor, part of the plan includes the addition of some leased Artisan Shacks with boardwalks and expanded green space. The plan calls for a new Harbormaster office building with expanded restroom facilities for both the public and the slip permit holders, along with a new facility septic system for the entire facility. And then we also include in the plan a leased waterfront snack shack, a building that will provide capable of providing hot or cold lunch-style type menus. We'll have outdoor seating and then boardwalks with public viewing areas that overlook the marina. Again, part of the site plan that is kind of going in conjunction with our plan is a request to Mass DOT to bring sidewalks from Saquatucket or from Harwich Port to Saquatucket. So we're hopeful that while it's not in this plan, the request has been put forward, and we hope that that happens soon. On the Downey property, this is just kind of a sketch view of what the Downey property will look like with the additional parking. It'll have 87 additional parking spaces. The whole lot, the drainage plan, the drainage situation will be drastically improved, and it will include a pervious pavement system that will protect the wetlands from stormwater runoff. Again, there'll be 3 passenger boat ticketing shacks and some nice landscaping that I'll cover here shortly. If you go to the next slide, this just gives you an idea of what our workshop garage will look like. It's a 2-bay garage, one for a vehicle or a truck, and the other is large enough to fit any of our boats that we operate into the garage for maintenance. Currently, our maintenance operation is over at the Bank Street facility, the old fire station. And that building is not adequately suited for our operations, and none of the garages that we have there, garage bays, can fit our largest, or 2 of our larger boats. It is in disrepair, and you know, our hope is that we're going to sell that property, and that can be used to help fund some of this project. The next slide, this is difficult to see from a landscaping perspective, but I just want to give you an idea. All those circles that you see, that's where all the shade trees are going to be planted. We're going to be adding 41 shade trees to the facility, in addition to 14 flowering trees, a variety of evergreen trees, native shrubs, flowering shrubs, perennial plants, and actual grass areas throughout the facility. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is to beautify the harbor, and specifically the Downey property that has really been somewhat of an eyesore for a long time. Next slide shows our concept for the Artisan Shacks. We're going to have 5 or 6 leased vendor shacks where local artisans can come sell their art or their, their local goods. This kind of, again, is trying to attract more of the public, and with these artisan shacks combined with the waterfront snack shack and the boardwalks, it provides an increased attraction to the harbor for residents, visitors, and the boating public. The next slide just kind of gives you a concept of what the two buildings will look like. This shows the snack shack in addition to our Harbormaster office. The Harbormaster office is going to, the current one is really a combination of some sheds. The building is a small shanty which serves as our public service space right now, and then the back office really is a converted shed. It really does not meet our needs. It's long overdue for replacement, poorly insulated, and doesn't meet the basic health and safety codes. So part of the plan is to build a new Harbormaster office. In that office, it will include public restrooms, and it'll include separate restrooms and showers for our slip permit holders. The first floor will have a public service counter, office space, mudroom for staff for their gear and life jackets, a small conference room to meet with the public. We will have 2 offices upstairs, but we have been granted a variance from the state from having to have an elevator. And so when we meet with the public, we will be doing so in the first floor in the conference room. And then on the second floor will be 2 offices, one for the Harbormaster and one for the Natural Resource Director. The snack shack will be leased, and we hope to get a private vendor in there. I think it'd be a nice order-to-go type of establishment. We'll have tables and chairs out on the boardwalks in front of the snack shack. We'll have sitting walls as part of the design for the boardwalk area, with some added green space for the public to enjoy the waterfront view while eating lunch. So in conclusion, the project really is, the construction cost of the project is estimated at $3 million. To help offset that cost, annual revenue from winter boat storage and annual leases from the Artisan Shacks and the Snack Shack will be dedicated to paying a portion of the debt service. Also, as I mentioned, revenue from the sale of our current Bank Street facility, we hope to be put towards that project. And in addition, we are hopeful that the town will receive funding support from a Mass Seaport Economic Council grant application that's being submitted. This project design has received the full support of the Board of Selectmen, the Finance Committee, the Capital Outlay Committee, and the Waterways Committee. We have a tremendous opportunity here to make this Saquatucket waterfront area more vibrant and attractive to a broader spectrum of the community, and provide a safer and more secure maritime environment for the general public. Matt?
Thank you, John. As you've just observed, and I believe you'll agree, this proposed Saquatucket landside development will be an attractive and necessary asset for the town of Harwich. This newly expanded public destination will provide the needed features for more commercial and recreational parking, safe public and handicapped access, ticketing, along with a waterfront boardwalk with seating, accessibility and accessible restrooms, a snack bar, and expansive public viewing area. On behalf of the 2 committees, the boaters, neighbors, residents, and visitors, we would like to thank the Town of Harwich departments, committees, and residents for their time and input into this popular project. Thank you very much.
Thank you.